Hi everyone, Mrs. MLG here, and today I want to talk to you about yellow! I don't use yellow very often, but I do hear a lot of people saying that yellow is best with a pink undercoat, so I thought we'd have a go. So we've got these little dudes. I'm using these little dudes because I've got loads of them. This one has got a coat of nuclear white, and then we've got these, look how cute they are, which have got Centaur skin. Look how super cute. And then these ones, which have got Citadel Fulgrim pink. Okay, so I thought, now that's Fulgrim pink's wobbling about all over the place. I thought we would try my extremely messy desk to put yellow over the top of these three colours, white, and then the Army Painter Centaur skin and the Citadel Fulgrim pink, to see what the difference was. And then you can see, because this is kind of like a purpley pink, this is like more peachy pink and white. So I was going to try, my favourite is yellow, is pale saffron, just because I like it. And then I've got, this one, Phalanx. Oh, I'm terrible with names. Citadel. And the two thin coats, Skulker Yellow. I've got three little peeps on each one, so we're going to give 3 yellows a go and just see what happens. Just to see. Experimental time. Let's get on with it. Okay, so I've got my pale saffron from Reaper squeezed out there. Look, pale saffron. And we're going to paint one of these little guys. Now, the reason I use these little guys is because I've got enough to try all the yellows on, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. I'm not going to do it perfectly, obviously. This is just an experiment. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit so you don't have to watch me paint it in real time. Okay, so here we go. This is just one coat of pale yellow over nuclear white by Green Stuff World. It's just one coat so far, and obviously it's still wet. So we'll see how that one dries. And while that one dries, we'll try 2 thin coats, Skulker Yellow. As you can see there on the palette, if I ignore my palette, but as you can see on the palette, this is the Skulker Yellow and that's the pale yellow. This one's a lot more orange to start off with, so we'll see what happens with that. Let's give it a go. Bit of speed painting coming up. So here we go, that's one coat of 2 thin coats, Skulker Yellow, and he's still wet. This one was the pale saffron, that one's the Skulker Yellow, and he's still wet currently over the top of the nuclear white. So let's give, what's this one? That name that I can't say, Phalanx? I'm very sorry. Let's give this Citadel a go. There we go, that's one coat. It's quite similar to the pale saffron, really. So that's one coat over the top of the nuclear white. You can see on the palette there, so you've got pale saffron, Skulker Yellow, and then that one is the Citadel one that we've just used. So we'll let those dry and I'll give them another coat over the top, and then we'll see what they look like. So here we go then. They both had 2 coats, they're both. There's 3 of them there. All 3 of them have had 2 coats. They all started off with nuclear white underneath. Then we have pale saffron by Reaper. We have skulky yellow by 2 thin coats, Duncan Reds, and the Citadel one here as well, which I think we've established by now. I'm not very good at saying the name. So there we go. My favourite yellow is still pale saffron. I still like that yellow. This one is very orange, isn't it? And then that one's quite similar, to be fair. So this is over white. And then what we're going to do next is over 2 different shades of pink. Let's see what difference it makes. Eek! Now for the pink undercoats. So they've all had a go of nuclear white first over the plastic. And these ones have had Army Painter Centaur Skin. So this is like a peachy pink. So if you're thinking about different shades and different tones of pink, this is like a peachy pink. So it's all got the same amount, applied the same. So let's have a look and see how we get on with these. First up, of course, we're going to go with pale saffron. Here we go, speed painting! Okay, so here we go. This is just 1 coat, and it's still wet, as you can see, of pale saffron from Reaper over the top of Centaur Skin from Army Painter. Don't forget also that all of these paints, brushes, miniatures and so much more are available at mightylancergames.co.uk. So I think that if we get the one over the top of white back, so that's the same yellow, but this one's over the top of white and this one's over the top of Centaur Skin. I think it's made it like a more orangey yellow, mate, like a more rich yellow. That's strange, isn't it? Anyway, we'll let him dry and give him another coat, and in the meantime we'll paint this little one in the middle with 2 thin coats skulky yellow. Let's go speed painting. Here we go again, 1 coat and still wet of the Skulker yellow over the top of Centaur Skin. So this was the one over the top of white, and honestly I don't think there's that much difference. They look practically the same to me. In fact, it's kind of made our pale saffron look the same as if you'd just used Skulky yellow over white. But, we'll let it dry, we'll give it another coat, and we'll see. So what's next? Can't say it with me, because, I can't say it. This one! Phalanx Yellow by Citadel. Let's give that a go. And there we have it. So that one is that one over the top of Centaur Skin. And last time over the top of white, it looked like that. Which is more, I think this is more like a greeny yellow, isn't it? And this, I think this is the one that's benefited most from having pink underneath it. I think that's made it look more yellow. These two have gone more orangey yellow. I think this one's gone more yellow. But again, it's only got 1 coat on. So I'm going to give them another quick coat off camera, and then we'll see what they look like. Here we go, practically dry. So these are the 3 yellows underneath the Centaur Skin, which is like a peachy colour from Army Painter. So a quick comparison. It's definitely changed the colour of the pale saffron, which is that one there, look. I don't think it's made that much difference at all, really, for the two thin coats. And it's made a slight difference, I think. I think it's made the Citadel colour a nicer yellow, if I'm honest. So that's those ones. Ooh, exciting. So there with the Centaur skin. And next up, and lastly, and again, you can buy these at Mighty Lancer Games, is Fulgrim Pink. So I picked this one because it's kind of like a purpley pink. It's like a magenta-y, styly pink. So these again have had a couple of coats of this on, just the same amount as the other ones, over the top of Nuclear White. And we're going to see what they look like. First off, as always, with Pale Saffron. Let's go. This is one quick coat of Pale Saffron over the top of the Fulgrim Pink. It was quite hard to cover compared to the others. That's one thing that I will say. I mean, you can still kind of see it underneath. It will get another coat, obviously. So this one was the Centaur pink. It's really hard to get them both in. They're not, to be honest, they're not that much different. And this one was when I did it over the top of Nuclear White. So obviously really bright yellow, like nearly neon yellow, I would say, and more of a warm yellow with those Fulgrim Pink undertones coming through. So we'll let him dry and give him another coat, and in the meantime it's time to move on to two thin coats for this one. We go with the first coat, still wet, of Skulker Yellow from Two Thin Coats over the top of the Fulgrim Pink. This was over the top of Centaur Skin. Again, there's not that much difference, if I'm honest, and which I always am. And over the top of White, and again, not that much difference, really. I will try and do some side by side once they're all fully dry. So there you go. That's that one, which only leaves now the Citadel. Let's go. Here we go. One coat, still slightly wet, of the Citadel over the top of the Fulgrim Pink. So let's compare next to the Centaur Skin. Yeah, not that much difference really at all. And next to the White, it's definitely a brighter, like neon-y yellow, and it's just toned it down with the pink underneath. So we'll let those dry, we'll give them another coat, and then we'll have a proper, and I'll get that bit that I've completely missed randomly up there, and then we'll have a proper good look and see what we actually think. So here we are then, fully dry. Only had two coats. Obviously, if you were painting the individual pieces, you'd be more delicate. But this is just to give you an idea. So over the top of Nuclear White, we have Pale Saffron, Skulky Yellow, and then the Phalanx Yellow from Citadel. So that's what they look like over just the white. And then over the Centaur Skin, in fact, let's swap those two around because they're actually that way around, aren't they? So more of a peachy pink. You can see it hasn't really made that much difference to the Two Thin Coats paint. I think it's made the Citadel one a nicer yellow. And then we have over the top of the Fulgrim Pink. Again, the Two Thin Coats hasn't really made that much difference. So what I'm going to do is put some pictures up side by side to try and give a better idea. So like I said, you can get all these paints, all these minis, and so much more from www.mightylancergames.co.uk. I hope that this has helped you in some way with your yellow painting. Not quite sure, I think, until I put them side by side with each other, which one I think is best yet. Let me know which one you like best in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you so much. Stick around for some comparison side-by-side images that might help us a little bit more. Thank you! First up on the catwalk we have Pale Saffron. Pale Saffron over white, over Centaur skin in the middle, and Fulgrim pink on the right hand side. What do we think to these then? So this one is over white for the Pale Saffron. This one is that one's trying to stab you. No, come back. Centaur skin, and then over the Fulgrim pink there on the end. This one, the over the white, is a lot more bright yellow, like banana yellow kind of thing, isn't it? When you say banana yellow, it's kind of like bright yellow, and the other two have a orangey tone, as to be expected really from pink, but that's the difference there for the Pale Saffron. Here we have the two thin coats, Skulker yellow, again white, Centaur skin in the middle, and then the Fulgrim pink on the end there. I don't think it's really made that much difference. This one is the white one. Turn him around, you can have a look-see. And then, ooh, he's trying to escape again. We have the Centaur skin, and on the end here, the Fulgrim pink. Honestly, can't, apart from the fact that he doesn't want to stay. I mean, come on, you silly little man. He doesn't want to stay. Being naughty. They're goblins, aren't they? I think naughty goblins. Can't really see any difference, if I'm honest, between the white and the pinks under there. It's a nice orangey style yellow. And then here we have a Citadel. Now I think it's very difficult to tell any great difference on the screen. But this one is definitely, this is white, and it's definitely a lot neon-y yellow colour. And these two have a slightly more orange tinge going on. But again, there's not a huge amount in it really. There's more just a difference with the different paint brands than there is actually putting pink undercoat underneath. What do you think? These are all painted with the Fulgrim pink underneath. So this is the different paint colours. I mean, you can see that they're different in the bottles behind, but this is with the pink undercoat under, and I was kind of established. I can't see any major difference in the different having pink underneath or white underneath. You get a slightly more orangey hue, or maybe a slightly richer with the pink. But just from this experiment, and again, it's just an experiment. I won't be rushing out to buy pink just to put under my yellow. But who knows? Maybe like a lot darker pink or a lot lighter pink would make a massive difference. But currently, I can't see any major huge differences between them. But again, it's just a quick experiment. You might be able to look at this screen and see absolutely drastic changes that I can't see and be like, no, come on, stop being silly. They're all completely different colours with the pink underneath. But personally, they all look pretty much the same with white or pink underneath. I hope that's helped in some way. at all, or helped you even just see the different coloured yellows. Again, check out mightylancergames.co.uk, and thank you very much for joining me on this experiment.